All right. Good evening, everyone. Mega Zip here. Welcome back to Satisfactory. So we're back at the sort of outpost, if you will. And today I want to focus a little bit on blueprints, and namely on roads. And we're going to try to do some stuff with the rails as well, which is what the title is. So right now, I have a few blueprints that I've made. I'm not really worried about this one. I think this one I'm going to get rid of, but essentially, I want to redo all of this because I'm going to make it a little more simple. So first thing we'll do is to make sure I've got all the materials. I'm missing a few things, so let me go downstairs real quick. Because I need some quartz crystals here. Just a little stack there. So between Wednesday and today, pull the mic a little bit closer. I did a lot of exploring. And in fact, I don't know how well we'll be able to see it, but you'll basically see that I kind of, it's very spotty around here because I went under a bunch of like cave deals. And I went in from like right over here, not far from where my oil stuff is. I'm not sure what that, why that's there, but needless to say, I went through and I ended up over here, then over there, and then basically made a complete loop. So, managed to find 4 hard drives. Missed a whole bunch. I did look them up, find out I missed a whole bunch. Got a whole bunch more spheres. So I put all my spheres in here. So now I have 13 spheres. I got a couple of extra summer sloops during my travels. And I did unlock the summer sloop thing that lets me like double the output of things, which will come in handy at a later point. But at any rate, we're gonna work in here for a little bit today. We'll probably go out there and do a little bit too, but the first things first, we're gonna kind of look at these and sort of talk things out. So I'm going to start with the 4. What I've decided to do is take out basically everything underneath. And I'm going to do the underneath part of it completely separate. So really the only thing I'm going to keep, well, I'm going to rebuild it anyway, but I'm essentially going to keep the road part at the top. And I'm going to kind of rebuild that too, but I just wanted to kind of explain what it is that I'm doing here. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. We're going to kind of build it down here flat. And as I said, I'm going to do the column systems completely as a separate blueprint. And so even this, well, I'll have to check those, but even the 0 column one, which doesn't have any of it in it, and I'll load that one real quick too, just so we can see if it'll load here. See, even this one is not quite where I want it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of light stuff in here. I don't really need that in there. So yeah, so even this one's gonna get removed. So we're gonna start over from scratch. Get all my crap out of here. Now, the only thing I am going to keep right now is this curve right here. So let me load that up so I can show you. So this one's going to stay. I'm going to modify it a little bit, but you can see it's just a curve. And it doesn't look like a curve, but if you look, it's a curve. It's a gentle 1 degree curve, and I'm keeping this. Don't know why. Why is that blue? Oh, I think I know why. Because it's going based off of this. So, yeah, I'm just going to redo the swatch there. That should be this one. There. And of course, this one's white on that side. Okay. Yeah, so this one's going to stay because it's the only one that's actually built the way I want it. So that one's going to stay. So we're going to clear that out. All that out of there. It's nice and simple. I'll probably make a few tweaks. I'll probably make another version of it later where I might add a few things to it. But right now, that's perfectly fine. So basically, all of these are going to go away. And even this one's going to go. Well, yeah. Yeah, see, this is just a single. As you can see, it's very single. We're going to make that one go away too. This one also go away because it's got the underneath thing in it, right? So we're just going to remove some blueprints here. So just going to remove these. And we're going to start over. And like I said, I'm going to separate the underneath side. Which is why I'm redoing all of it. Now this stuff down here I'm keeping because those are for measuring. These are like measuring sticks. So if I want to do 1 degree turns or whatever, I can create more curve systems with it. But we're going to be sort of, and I need to rename that. I'm going to probably rename all of these sort of category things. Let me go check my hard drive thing here real quick. See what kind of hard drive I got. Oh, Crystal Computer. That's not bad. That might be a keeper. The iron alloy ingot I don't need. But that might be a keeper if I only have to have 2 items to make a computer. Now granted, you know, circuit boards need 2 items and I have an alternate. Crystal oscillators need 3. So that's a manufacturer. So that could be a good one. I'm not going to say yes or no, but it could be a good one. I got 3 more hard drives to go. All right. So I'm going to go upstairs because I like to look down on the surface rather than directly. So. All right. So just like before, I'm going to put in, I'm just going to put 1 in the center here. So we're going to stick with the 2 millimeter. Now I can, I guess I can just do that one. And I'm pretty sure I could stick with this, so. All right, and then we'll go ahead and switch that over to zipping. Oh, that ain't right. Not sure what happened there. Because I want these to be able to sort of snap when I set them out, I want them to be able to snap together a lot easier. Because we're actually going to put the we're actually going to be putting the universal pathing in there too. Now, part of this is, you know, in that initial design, I wanted to have a, and I've got almost all the patterns now. I wanted to have a center dot, right? I guess I have to fix that one because it's, for some reason, it's, actually, it just needs to be white, so, yeah, it's fine. Never mind. Anyway. I'll just paint it white. So the idea is I wanted to have I want this to be a one direction pathway. So like if I have a truck, you know, I need it to make sure that it can travel. So you can see how we've got plenty of space on both sides. So this starts off looking pretty normal. And then now it's a matter of decorating these sides a little bit. Now, one of my initial designs, and you saw, if you see the YouTube cover thing or whatever, it's one of the ones that I just deleted. It had I had put like a sidewalk thing out of. I'm not going to do that this time. But we have a few different rail type things that we can play around with. We have high barriers, we have low barriers, we have road barriers. Okay. The high barriers, just for context, are too tall. Really too tall. Now, we've also got beams. So, like if I wanted to, you know, go like that or whatever, I mean, we could. I don't think I want to use those either. I do like the idea of of these, and I think these will work pretty well. Now I just want to make sure they're in a good spot, because I think I might just move them in. Oh, they don't want to move in, do they? Well, they'll be fine. So let's look at it like that first, just to kind of get a good look at them. See how I like it. Not sure how I feel about that yet. Oh, sorry. Oh, damn it, I thought I was in there. There we go. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, we want to keep it kind of simple, but yet not simple. And I know that might not make sense right now, but it will. Because we're going to have multiples of these. This will be the one that doesn't have any lights on it. So let's do this. Let's put the low barrier in. Make sure it went all the way. Okay, good. So we have it on both sides. This is a one direction road. Now I am going to make a 2-direction version of this too, where it could go both ways. But for right now, I think this might be what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to worry about... The only way you're going to know which direction to go is with these. But we haven't got that far yet. One of the things I saw Mad Design, I watched his video on this, I think it was like a week ago. Of course, he did his in the center line, which will do a variation. I think he used this beam and then maybe a couple of others. So, well, one of the things that he did was he put these in a way to where they was sitting flat. Now, this doesn't sit very well, so that could be the reason why he did it the way he did. So, interesting. Okay. Because what I want to do is embed it into that. To where I can run power along this line right here. So let me see what kind of trickery we can do here. Maybe I can... Come on now. Let's see, can I make it fall in there now? Ah, perfect. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. So I'll put it like that, and then I'm going to drop it down. So we'll drop it down. Let me build it like that, and let me take this back out again. I want to see how this looks. Maybe these aren't the right ones to use on this. You know what? Maybe those aren't the right ones. Maybe those beams are better. What do you guys think? Let me take these out real quick. And let's put those beams in. Let me take this back out again. So let's look at the beams and see how that looks. Maybe we could do something with beams here. Oh, okay. Now I see why I did it that way. So the painted one allows me to at least run it all the way to the end. So that's one. Now, will we say that would be high enough? I mean, the barrier, the barriers look like this. They kind of sit on top, but you're just looking at them side by side. I guess that wouldn't be terrible, right? I mean, I suppose we could always put another one. Or maybe we have these right down on it, right? So maybe... Well, shit, you can't really see anything if we do that, can you? All right, let's go check our hard drive again. See, what do we got now? Oh, that's a tough one. Pure Caterium versus pure iron. Well, I mean, you kind of have to take the pure iron, I would think. go for another one. Oops, this way. So do we think that that's going to be good enough, I suppose? That doesn't look like it's doing anything, really. Let's see. Well, that I just raised it up a half. I don't like the bleed through, though. Yeah, don't really like the bleed through when it does that. So, since this didn't look like it did anything, what happens if we only drop it part way down? Like that. That could be good. Maybe. Now I still want to put these outlets in, so I probably messed that up. Probably take this one out first. So well, you know what? Maybe that's just what I need instead of these. Again, keeping it simple. Okay, so we have that, and then we put one down on here. And maybe, what, one in the middle? Yeah, right here. So what this does is it just allows me to have have power running all the way across. So you hook these up. Let's just see how that looks. You can't really see the cable, right? And we can give this is a painted beam. We can give it any color we want, right? So the way I could do that is this side could be white. And the reason I'm doing the whole white orange thing, in case anybody wants to know, that's how the normal roads, at least in Missouri, work. If you're on a one direction road, if you're going this direction, usually it's always the white is always over here, and the orange is always over here. So that's where that comes from. In case anybody was curious, although, I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point. I suppose we could make this orange too. I do have some other colors that I've been kind of working with. We can make it yellow. We think that would be better. Be able to see it a little bit better, probably. Or do we something like do we have an orange preset? I suppose we do, yeah. We can, let's just take this one and give it the fix it orange. There. Now we'll put the same thing over here. That same orange color. And then we'll put the Mark 1 in there. Right there. And right there. There, so now it doesn't matter which direction I go. When I hook these up, all I gotta do is just hook the two ends together and I can continuously run electricity down the field. So there we go. Nice and simple. We like nice and simple, don't we? All right. So we're gonna call this, was it one direction, or was it one way? No lights. Just say no light. Select icon. Always look for the blacktop ones, and I can never find them in here. I suppose that'll work. And any of my newer ones now, I've been giving them the, oh, which color is it I've been doing? I guess it would be this, maybe, color. And we're going to put this in the, in here. Save. All right. So that is that version with no, like, no light, if you will. And so why does it seem like seems a little awkward. Okay, so where this post is right here is where we're gonna put a power pole, essentially. Now keep in mind that's already hooked up, so don't have to do anything there. But what I'm gonna do is a small concrete right there. And hopefully this doesn't mess anything up, but that's where I'm going to put it. Okay. And then I'm going to place... I'm probably going to have to take it back out. I just want to get this placed right. Where would this be under? Right here. Street lamp. You can see the arrow points to where it's at. Just like right there. If we think that's good, then I'll leave it there and we'll hit it. Now what I'll do is I'll take this back out for a minute so I can hook that in and then put it back. This was just to line it. And just like that, we now have a light. Now, granted, I don't know, should I put, do you think I should put one on both sides? What do you guys think? Should we put one on both sides or just one side? I'm thinking both sides. So let's just take another pillar. Get another street light. There it is. Take it back out. How we doing tonight, Chris? What? No, that's not what... How did that happen? That was weird. So, what are you up to tonight, man? Playing with my new radio, talk to Italy and Lithuania. Oh, nice. All right, so there we go. So now we have the same one with lights. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is, you know, I don't have, like, where it would actually hook up. Like, how I would get the power to this, to the end ones here, and I'm not going to worry about that part. It'll just be done at the time. Okay. Now we do with light. We're going to put it right there. Save. And there we go. So that there, not too much there. Just wanted to have something that we can work with there. Now I'm going to start taking this stuff out. I'm going to take this out, take this out. Because now I'm going to make a single row one where it's just one single row. So let me, let's just, rid of that. Have to get rid of that. That. Somehow I got rid of the wall over here. All right. So now we're going to put the beam back in again. It's just going to be... Why are you messing with me? And then painted orange. And now we're going to put the power thing in the same way that we just did a minute ago, only we're going to put it on this end right here. Because we need to be able to still connect these, right? Dang it, I didn't take that one all the way. It sucks when I can't see very well. I'm going to rebuild. I need to put lights in this damn thing so I can see. I actually am planning on moving all of this stuff to a new location. Just don't know where yet. But once I do, it'll be lit up. This isn't a bad location, but it's kind of in the middle, you know? This orange. There we go. So now we have one single row. And this is just for situations where I need to do it this way. All right. Say one-way single. And we put this in the 1x4. Saved. Make sure everything is still where it needs to be. No light, that light, single. Perfect. All right. Now let's go, do I have another one of these done already? All right, well, what do we got now? We have automated speed wiring and molded steel pipes. Interesting. So automated wiring right now is just made with stators and cables, but this automated one is made with high-speed connectors. This seems like it's way more involved. It makes 7.5 a minute, so it's faster, but it requires a lot more materials. All right. One more hard drive. All right, so those were all the one-way ones. So now I'm going to we're gonna make the two-way one. Is that completely centered? No, it is not. It's about as centered as it's going to get. Okay. All right, so now we're going to make one that is a two-way. Now, how does that change from the way that we're doing it now? Well, for one thing, we're going to take the patterns out. Although, probably should have kept that in. I'm actually going to take this entire line out. I'm going to put it back in, but I'm going to put it back in with half blocks. Which might not make sense right now, but it will. So what I want the ability to do is if one direction is going to like veer off, I don't have to do anything special. I can literally split it in half because these are half blocks. So it's kind of where my brain went with that. And it also helps me understand where the center line is, even though I had the literally had it painted on there for me. So, yeah. So here we have both the metal beams and we have painted ones. We have high beams. These are a little taller, I think. See how they go up. Let's take this down. I hate when it does that. Okay. Now let's raise this up. Try to decide if I want to. Yeah, let's do that. No. Supposed to be able to. We go back down it again. I'm supposed to be able to turn this somehow. I don't know how that works. There's supposed to be a way that we can turn these, but I haven't figured out how that works yet. Maybe I gotta do it at the beginning or something? What is this? I haven't messed with this one at all. That one could be an interesting one to do this with instead. This cross beam looking thing. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, and let's take this up just to kind of look at it. It's down like that. It's down like that. Let's just press that into place. Okay. I like it. Let's change the color of the sides to white. And I like that. That nice copper. So instead of orange, it's like a copper. Because I don't know. Can you? Oh, I guess you can paint it orange. So we can either paint it orange, or can we give it a nice copper finish? Very shiny. Oh, dang it. It didn't quite go all the way down. That's going to look awkward if I don't fix that. There we go. There we go. Nice and shiny. Like that? That's cool. I like that. Now we can do the same thing here. We can actually pass the, you see how, you know, we have the power here. We can also do the power in the center if we wanted to. Because again, these are two different directions. So let's see what happens if I put one of these in here. Oh, look at that. It sets right on it. So there you go. How's that look? Okay. One in the dead center here. And put one on the end. I like it. I like it. Now, I think with these, we'll probably just keep the power down the middle, so I think I'm going to take it out of the sides. Because these are going to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use these for two different purposes. The difference, like each one will be used in different ways. So this one might end up being like the main one that goes down, possibly. So like if I wanna pass from here to there, I mean I could take either, I guess either one would be fine. I still want to figure out how we're gonna do the rails. Not sure how I want to do the rails yet. I want to see, what does that look like if I paint it carbon black? Kind of like that too. There we go. Kind of has that irony look, right? I like that. What do you guys think? You like that? I kind of like it. All right, so let's see what my hard drive thing produced this time. And our last one is a Caterium computer. Okay. And a circuit board made with petroleum coke and rubber. Oh, isn't that interesting? You know why this is so interesting right now? It's because I'm producing petroleum coke and rubber in the same building right now, just down the road. So that's an interesting one right there. I mean, right now circuit boards are made from a few different sources, but making out of rubber and petroleum coke, that I think that kind of seems like a really good one right there. Okay. So let's just set this one up. I can guess we'll do another Another one of these. That's the ramps, but don't do the ramps. Oh, I guess they do have the other ones, don't they? Huh. I guess I just never noticed them before. Here they go, right there. Okay. Two-way, no light. Oh yeah, we gotta change that to that one. And we're going to put this under, it's still going to be straight. It's just going to be two-way, no light. All right. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the light now goes in the center. So, I think since I'm using metal here, that I should probably use the small metal pillar. Right? I mean, it's pretty effing tall, but we're going to lower it down. So, 1, 2. I think that'll be low enough. And I'm going to set another one over here just so I can stand and be able to place this. Okay. So we're going to put one here. And one here. Just like that. Take that out. They're hooked up. Okay, 1, 2. Done. And we'll let that have that carbon, nice carbon finish on it. I don't know. Can that even be painted? I don't even think it's painted. Can it have a color? No. Doesn't look like it can have a color. Yeah. It don't get no color. That's fine. Let's take a look. Now we have lights over both of them. Now how does all of this work with the vehicles though? So let's look. Big truck. Plenty of room. What do you think? I think it'll work. All right. So now, we say with light. Save. It'll do? Okay. Nice to know that it'll do. Okay. So now we're going to sort of test these out a little bit. Let me turn off my light here. We're going to do a brief test. These are not going to be like official. Okay. It's not going to be official. I'm just testing the ones with the lights in it. Okay. So we'll start with this one. Okay. And just to show you, actually no, let's test them. Let's test all of it. So we're gonna do no way. Again, this is just a test. And now we're going to add a one with light to the end of it. Now, oh yeah, I'm actually not done with these yet. But you see how that just picked right up? Just like that. And that should line right up. I still have to put the pathing in. I haven't put the pathing in yet. So if I do this, and I do this, now I've got a light pole right there. All I need to do is touch one of these. Now, granted, this side and this side are not connected, so we're probably going to have to work on that part. But I just want to test this real quick. So let me just grab that and I'll put it right here on the end. And as you can see, it works. So now if we do that, one works. So we know that they work. So that's good. So that's good. We sort of got it, that part of it figured out. I need to probably figure out how we're going to connect these underneath. Because just for shits and giggles here, I'm going to do this. If I run this all the way over, yeah, you see that? I don't like that. So here's how we solve this problem. And we'll have to go back into the blueprint designer to fix this. I'm going to change that out from, well, I'm going to see if this will work. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. With a double outlet. So we'll have to change all of them out to do this, okay? Double outlet. Now let's go ahead and hook this back into here. Because I could just do it with all double, which I probably will do just to hide the lines a little bit better. So it has the double right there, so I just grab the bottom of it. And now it's hooked up. So now if I run this to here, they both work. So yeah, I think that's what I need to do. I need to run doubles on the ends like that. I mean, I would like to have it like a little more in. So I might replace these with maybe the, maybe I'll try out these and see if they fit better in the center. Because yeah, I don't know if I want to have those exposed, or does that really matter? Do you guys really, do you really think that matters? It may not even matter. But I do have to make that change, so there is that. All right. Get rid of the whole thing. All right, so let's go make that change. And then let's put the pathing in. So let's load up. We're going to load up. We're going to do it to all of them. So we'll start with the no light. And we need to change. Now we only have to change the ends. I don't think we need to change the centers necessarily to run those. I think we could just change the ends. Just change the ends. I mean, not ideal, but I think it'll be okay. I mean, I suppose I could, you know, put something here to hide it. But I want to make sure that these line up correctly, which is why I've been real hesitant on that. So not only do you go... Actually, you know, we can go from the bottom here. We can say, okay, from here... like that. So you can see it actually tucks it in there. You can't see it. So I guess there's some advantage to that. You just don't see it. Oh, I need to make sure that both ends are touching. I guess you can kind of see it under there, right? Yeah. You can kind of see it there. Well, maybe there's something we can do about that when we're done. Okay. This out. Put in a double. A double. And then we'll go ahead and cross these sides too. Make sure everything's covered no matter what. Okay. So now it's pretty much done. I mean, I think there's probably a way we can hide the bottom. I mean, we can put another one of these in and underneath and it would just be completely hidden. So like, I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but I suppose it would be something like we could just use the metal one instead. Let me just take it from this side. I'm going to run it like this. Then I want to hide it. Run it down. Run it down again. I don't know. Do we think that's really necessary? What do we think about putting like rails in? What do you Think about that. They wouldn't be up like that. They would be more like that. Nah. No, I think this will be fine. All right. So now that one's been saved. Looks good. Here. Now we load up the blueprint one way with light. Load. Go. Just like the others, we'll just get rid of these. Okay. Of course, we can't see that one, so I'll take that out while we get it situated. Guess it would go from underneath, wouldn't it? Nope, too low. There we go. That's better. Did I already hook those up yet? Probably not. Okay. Ends over here. Okay. This out. Whoa, that's too far. Okay. All done. Save. Very nice. Okay. Let's go test those out before we get too far ahead of ourselves here. Make sure I didn't break anything else. So we start off with one with a light. I still keep forgetting to put the directional stuff on here. But they are, you know, hooking up the way they're supposed to, so I guess there's that. Ta-da! It works. Alright, so now we'll put the directional things in. And the reason the reason I need to make sure I do that is one of the things you can do with the build mode is you can do auto connect. And apparently they auto connect, so that's why. Now let's look at the two-way and make sure these are working okay. So the two ways should work just fine. Now granted, I might end up putting the two-way lights on the ends on these too, because we still need a way to connect it, right? Right now, the only connect we have is from the center, so... Which, as you can see, they all work. So I might have to update these to do doubles, or, well, doubles is not really the way I would protrude that. I suppose I could put the ones on the ends, just like I originally had. And if I put the doubles there, then I can probably run the wire underneath to it just the same way I did on the other ones. And then that way all I got to do is just put a wire on the end. And it wouldn't need to put a center one. I would just do it on one of those. Should be easy enough to adjust that. So let's load up two-way no light. This should be easy enough to adjust here. We just put in a double on each end here. That. Take this one, replace it with a double, put a double on this end, since I don't know which side I would be coming in from. Again, we have access to the outlet there, so take that. Interesting. I'll have to figure that. Well, I knew there's a reason why I wanted half ones there. Haha. Put it back into place, and all is good. Now we just need to take that. Hook it into there like that. Easy peasy. Save. And now we load up the other one. Two-way with lights. And we do the same thing here. Put in the double. Oh, you know, I just realized I didn't put it in on the other end. I'm an idiot. I gotta do the other end on the other one. Don't mind the idiot. All right. Place that one with a double. All right. And then I got to hook that into the center. But I got to do the other side first. So let me just get the other side in. Simple one. Bottom. Okay. Okay. So now we go from here, there, to there. Okay. Put in the metal pillar. Sure it's well centered. 1, 2. Looks about right. And it's done. There we go. So that one's done. Let's load the other one back up because I forgot to do the other side. Because I'm an idiot. Completely forgot to do this side. I don't know why I just did it like that, but let's try this again. Down. 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 Hold on. Down. Take out the half side. Okay. Now we can connect this to that. There, now we're done. Okay. So, basically we have straight pieces. Right? So we have one direction, two direction. So now what I need to do is try to get the directional thing working on it. So I wanted to do this separate, which, you know, of course, this means loading everything up again. And, you know, they consider this the front. So probably... I just want to make sure that if I'm going to do it, I can do it the right way. So, universal path. It looks even. We're going to take it straight. Okay. Now we'll do this side. Universal path. I'm gonna make sure that goes all the way to the end like it's supposed to. Okay. Alright, so let's save that. We're going to see if this works the way I think it's supposed to work. So now we're going to clear everything. And we're just going to test it with that one before doing it to the rest of them. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to just do a simple test. So we're going to start with this one. And you can kind of see it even tells you. We're going to go that way. I do have auto connect running. So see that? It just automatically connected. You can see the locks running on it. That tells me it works. You can see these are yellow, those are red. It's just because it's not connected to anything yet. Yeah, that's good. Nice. Yeah, the curved ones I think are the only ones I'll have to do it manually, but that's fine. I don't really care about that. So that's good. So now I can load up the one with lights, and we can do it with that one. Again, we're doing the same thing here. Set up this one. Done. So now that one is going good. Save. Clear it out. Now we're going to load up the other the two-way blueprints, right? All right, so this one's a little bit different. And I want to make sure that I do this right, because I'm going to have to end up going maybe the opposite direction. Or maybe not. I don't know. It may not be an issue. Normally we would go this direction this way and that direction that way. I think that's what we're going to do, but what I was thinking of is the way the truck stations work is you got to go in on that side, so it would be the opposite of what we would normally do. However, I think I'm also going to create a single lane individual next, and that one will dictate that. So it's fine. So we're just gonna do our thing, come down to the end. Done. Oh, and then over this side. And go that way. Done. Now, I'm not going to do every blueprint on stream. I'm just doing these, I think. We're going to switch over to Rails, I think, next. And figure out that. And I will do all of the rest of the blueprints. Because there's a lot that I want to make. Okay. Switch to this side. And we're done with that one. Okay. Okay. Now, in order for me to do rails, and I'm going to come out into the light a little bit here. In order to do railways, it's made of both pipes and beams. So those are our rails. So we'll need to think about what we're going to do for that. Or at least that's what I'm trying to figure out how I want to handle this. Because we can do something like, and I'm just kind of spitballing here. Let's say we have, I'm going to use these things to represent what I'm thinking here. We could have like one rail, and then we could either do another rail next to it and run similar to the way we're doing roads, where we have one rail, two rails going the same direction, or one going one direction, one going another direction. So they're side by side. We could also do another one where instead of it being side by side, we have, you know, one on top of the other. Like they're both going, one goes one way, one goes the other way. But, you know, they're basically right up above each other. You know, one's above the other. You know what I mean? Like you have a train there and a train there. I mean, what do you guys think? I don't know. Because the trains are going to be built out a little bit differently, right? So we have these frames that we can build them on. You know, if I do the two-way route, let's say I do a two-way route. Let me go upstairs here. I've never used the train system in this game, so I played with it briefly, I think is the best way to describe it. Like I could literally have and I'm gonna erase this, so don't take it as anything more than just me thinking out loud. It's gonna make me kind of... So I could do something like this. Wow, that did not go the way I planned it. So you have like two different rails, right? Now the trains themselves, okay, we can use a locomotive. Just based off of them alone, you can see that I can fit two of them like that. So I have the ability to fit them in. And I can do them entirely based off of this stuff. And I don't even have to do that. That's just me kind of thinking out loud here. I could go as far as using something like a single foundation like this. I could do that and then put the rails on it. So I have options for that. I just don't know what I want to do. This is kind of where I kind of want your guys' feedback. Should I do two rails? Or should I do two rails going that way? Side by side is not a big deal. But I've seen some like really cool looking ones. Other content creators doing like tram style, which look kind of cool. We also have signals. I have to learn all the signal stuff, but that stuff won't be in a. I don't think I'll be putting that in a blueprint. We even have buffer stops, prevents trains from derailing at the end of a railway. So, what are we thinking here? Anybody have any suggestions? Stacked would be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's just kind of look at how that would actually work, okay? Just for the, I'm going to use just this. It doesn't mean it's going to stay. I'm just going to use these half ones because they were kind of easy to work with. So let's say I have that. And then let's do the rail. Okay. So then I have to think about how tall the train is. So let's put the train on and let's look at the height. It comes right to about where I'm at. Let's look at freight cars. Of course, they don't show them with actual freight on them. So if we do it based off of that logic, then we would have to do something like this. Let's say I'm just going to use smaller ones here. Did not mean to do that. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. You're messing with me here. Oh, that's not what I want. So let's say I go up to and ooh, I don't like that. That's right on the rail. I can't have it on the rail. Let's just take it off the rail. You know what? Let me do it this way. I'm just going to use a normal foundation for this. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. Let's just go with a normal 2-meter foundation. Just for simplicity here. And I'll put the rail down. Okay, so now there's the rail. Locomotive, everything still looks okay. It is slightly above. It's slightly above this grate, so okay. So let's take single pillar. Down. Let's go down like that. I set one on top, but I'm going to come down 3. Okay, everything looks good. Let's put one on the end here. One, two. Since I'm on this side, I'm not going to put the other one. I'm not going to put it on the other side. I'm just going to. Then we go into the transport. Put in another rail. I know it's probably not straight, and it's fine. This is just for illustration purposes. You know, theoretically, it passes right through. So it would look something, you know, kind of like that, I suppose. Um, I mean, it probably wouldn't be this simplistic, but that's essentially what it would be if I was to make it. I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Chris? I know very little about these things. That's kind of taking the long route. There is one other one that I've thought about, or a variation on this style. So I'm going to leave this in place. In fact, let me put the other corners in just for the hell of it. Let me put those other columns in. Okay, so I kind of have columns on the ends. Now I'm going to take all of these out. Whoop. So now instead of having the pillars like that, and keep in mind this one is not straight. So I'm going to take that one out because it is not straight. Actually, neither one of them are straight. Yeah, these things, man, we need to... So let me try this here. Use the half foundations this time. I can't see where the shit, so... Okay, let me put those in there. Now let me take this out. Just kind of reposition this a little bit. Try to center that out. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be easy. I think that, well, that's what the blueprints are for, really, is to try to make it easier. Everybody is quiet, so I might leave them in the kennels. Well, I mean, if you must. Roach. Damn, how many people are you talking to? No, that. Just seems like something isn't. Oh, I see what that did. I see how you are. You don't want to. You want to fucking talk to somebody else. You don't want to talk to me. What the hell, man? I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends, man. Wife is at work, so watching your streaming, chatting with her. Oh, okay. I'll accept that, I suppose. Tell her I said hi. That's all good. Okay, have to go up higher. Okay, so we have this nice center line here. I'm gonna go all the way over here. Center that up. Okay. So it would, something like this could probably work. And then I could just build something to maybe go up over the top of it or whatever. The good news is we don't have to do any power to this thing. It has its own power source. Once you set up the train stations, once you give power to those, it powers all of the rails. So, I can put the locomotive on there. So we'll probably have to move the pillars out because it looks like they're going to rub it. But aside from that, it looks like it clears it. Yeah, I'll have to move the pillars out. I mean, they're kind of creeped in. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. That's an easy fix. But if I wanted to do a rail system like this, I mean, technically I could do this and have them both going the same direction and have another set where they're both going the other direction. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on, which way would work best. But this is probably what I could do this. Let's walk over here real quick. I mean, not sure how I feel about that. Just doesn't feel like it's fully complete, but let's see now if I put that in. So far out doesn't look good. Yeah. Well, it just means I'm going to have to improvise a little bit, so just bear with me a second here. Let me just get all of this sort of switched out. It ain't over yet. This is just the base. This is just the basics, man. Just the basics. Just getting started. Now I could. Connect that all the way across like this. Oh, come on. I hate when it does that. Because I have it in that stupid zoop mode. So if I connect them out like that, right? Probably do the same thing on the bottom. Come down for this one. What do you think of that? Does that help it any? I almost feel like I could just do it out of these and just take this thing out and just do that, you know what I mean? Literally just do it like that. Just make a giant cube. You think a giant cube makes it any better? smaller cross members fits it better. Yeah. You know what? It reminds me of these things, you know, trying to fit through those, right? I mean, these would have made an interesting connection too, but I don't know. I kind of like the concrete. Let me finish this. There it is. A gigantic cube with dual rails. You like it? Now, what's funny is, you see how that hangs over like that? I don't know how I feel about that, though. Because it's even right here, and it's not over there. Which means I got to take the rail out and fix it. It's either that, or I take these columns and I move them to the edge. You think I should do that? Is that, I mean, hell, these aren't even at the edge. Let me see if I can just redo the bottom rail. Don't know why I just jumped off of that thing. Well, I do have a center spot right there, so that helps. So start with the rail. It's about as center as it's going to get. Feels like it's going to work. Now, did I get the edges right? That edge is good. And that edge is good. Okay. So we'll go ahead and redo the top rail next. Okay. Everything looks right. That one is just short. I'm being a little retentive about this. It's just short. I can't do it. It's got to be right on the edge because these things do auto connect. So that's kind of important. It's kind of important that I get this right the first time. Got it. Okay. All right. So select the icon. Let's get the railway. Get our blue color. We're going to call this stack rails. And I don't have a category for this yet. So let's create a whole new category. And create a subcategory. I'll just call it stacked. Put it right there. Apply. Save. And we can see here that it only used just a little bit of that and, a modest amount of concrete. So, man, that is going to work real well, I think. So now we go in and we need to edit the name and call this trains. All right, so let's test this out real quick. Same space red over here. So I'm going to set one down. And so now we have this set to auto connect, so not exactly sure how this is supposed to work. Because I've never done Rails, so I don't. Hold on one second. You can see the rails, see how they're kind of wavy. And yet that connects, even though it's not quite right. This is why I have to test these things, because we're going to be using a lot of railroads. And you can see how that does not line up at all. But if I spread it out like that, look at that. It works when I do it like that. You see, it's so maybe I have to have, kind of like with the roads, I have to have maybe one set without the pillars in it. Right? Because if, you know, as soon as I get right there, it says the track is too short. And I'm not sure why it would do that. Because that looks like it works when you get up this close. But yet they don't quite line up. And that's what's got me really perplexed. So I must not have everything completely lined up on the blueprint. So you can see how the rails are not even lined up at all. That. So let me switch it the other way around. Oh. Okay. So it could be that I didn't have them pointing the right direction, right? Let's check that now. Of course, it usually helps if I manage to get on there. Okay, you can see how that that doesn't line up either. That suggests that it's slightly too tall. Let me go ahead and place it. I don't think I'm going to like it, but I'm going to place it. I want to see if it matches. Yeah, it definitely does not match. So I'm going to have to kind of rework this a little bit, I think. Maybe I got to do this in two sections, right? Do the bottom section and then do a top section. Yeah, that says it's lined up. Yeah, there's definitely some not line up type issues with the auto connect. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong because they shouldn't be like that. So I'm going to have to take this one back to the drawing board. These things look like they're really, really finicky. And I'm sure it's something I'm doing wrong, so let me take that one to the drawing board. I want to make this as easy as possible, right? So I think I'm going to delete that blueprint and then just try again. Oops. Make sure it's gone. Why does it say... Okay. All right, guys, we're a little after 10. So, yeah. Let's see what other kind of ideas I can do. Uh... If we did the side by side, we could do it on these, maybe. I mean, those are pretty thin. Yeah, okay. Just me kind of thinking out loud here. I wish there was a way to set these things up the way those other ones are to make them go straight. You know? To where it's not always freeform. You know what I mean? All right, so imagine we do something as simple as this. Okay. Nothing complicated here. Do wish I would have got that a little bit more lined up. So let's see. Again, I'm right now I'm thinking just single rail. I'm thinking in terms of whoa, stacked whatever. Not sure why it put the other one back in. Of course it didn't fucking save it. I hate when it does that. Damn you. Now I gotta redo it again. Forgot to hit the save button, I guess. Try it again. All right, we'll try it again. Okay. Single rail. Just next time, hit the save button. Single rail. See, it put it in there. This fucking thing, I swear, these blueprint things kind of go a little bit weird on me. Right? Because now if I look in there, there's two of them. And now they're gone again. That's so frustrating. All right, let me take care of a few things here. Every so often, I got to go over and check the framework over there because you know we have that for our phase 3, 62,500. It's gonna be a minute, you know. So we're just gonna go over there and see. Yep. Kind of a little ritual I do when I'm playing for a while. And, you know, I'm going to try to get the rail thing working. It's being overly... The blueprint designer now is being overly stubborn. $14,000. See, now is it in there? See, it doesn't show it there, but yet it's there. It's weird. They're both there. Because we both saw it. As soon as I created something and then I tried to save it, it was there. A little bugged. A little bugged. So let me just set down something. I'm going to do a little temporary something. See, they're right there. Really weird how that works. But yet they don't show up. I don't know. It's a little buggered right now. But we're going to get the trains thing figured out. Let's see. I'm going to go down and get in my truck, and we're going to go do a little traveling for a moment here. We're going to wrap the stream up here very quick, very shortly. Let me put some, put some fuel up in that thing. Beep, 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 beep. All right. So I wanted to travel down here for a minute. Because I'm going to start working on... I'm going to be working on trying to get my highway system in place over the weekend. So I'm going to kind of start working on that a little bit. Now that we have some blueprints to work with. Which will be good. Now... There is a... you'll notice that right here I'm working on... Right over here, you can kind of see that we're actually working on a Caterium thing. But what I didn't realize until later on is that I believe... Yeah, so I have a copper node right here that I could tap off of if I need to. It's a pure node. I also have another iron node I can tap off to. So... What I was worried about before was trying to find the copper node, and it's right there. So I'm going to bring that copper node, and I'm going to bring that over there. So that way I can make AI limiters as part of the things I'm going to be making over there. I'm also going to be making some other stuff. So we're going to make it the Caterium. It's basically going to be making quick wire. I might even be able to make... Well, I can't make silicon over there, but I can make... oh, there was something else I was going to make over there. I have an alternate recipe that I might use. But I'm going to be making a few different components. Now, right next to that is a copper... Or not a copper, but... a pure coal node and a pure iron node, so I'll be might be messing with that, but I don't know yet. So what I wanted to do is go down this way for a little bit. I'm gonna cross over in a second, but I want to kind of go down to the end here. Get around these guys. So I want to kind of go down here. Damn things are all over the place. So we're going to be kind of going down to the very end. Because there's some stuff down here that we're going to start building next week. We're down by the coast over here. So first of all, let me just get out of here real quick. First of all, I got a pure limestone here. I got another coal here. I got another coal there. Okay. Now, that's not all. Let me see. So we have the coal. We also got a pure quartz over here that we can use. We have iron, a normal iron node here. There is a pure one somewhere over here. Ah, over here. So we have pure iron here and pure iron here. So we're going to make a pretty good size steel factory over here. And we're going to be making a bunch of other components since we have the extra stuff. So, yeah, we're going to be spending a portion of time over here working. First, we got some stink plots up there. Now, I haven't explored all of this area. As you can tell, we got these damn bugs over here. So this, I believe, is bauxite. So we can't do anything with aluminum yet because we're not in tier 7 and 8. But we do have a normal bauxite node here, which is cool. As I said, we're right at the water, so what's cool is, you remember I found that, I got that pure iron node, or that pure iron recipe, which could come in handy over here. I don't know if it might be overkill to use for making steel. But we have some other stuff we can look at while we're here. So I haven't really explored this section over here yet. So let's see what we can find. Part of the reason for all of the oh, that's actually my truck right there. So part of the reason for all of this anyway is because I want to start, you know, ramping up factories, because we need to make, you know, I have a lot of other parts I need to make. A more dedicated factory for making the basic components. Now, that didn't have to necessarily be over here. It could be anywhere, but... I have some more of these little fuckers I don't like. You have to kneel down and walk up to them, and then you can just take them out real easy. Kind of takes the fun out of it, I guess. I mean, I can always rush them and... Anyway, so we got a pure Caterium node over here, so we can even do some Caterian builds that coincide with that over there too, along with the fact that we have another bauxite one. Can't do anything with bauxite right now, so kind of stuck with it the way it is. Let's see, is there anything up there? No. Okay. Yeah, there's parts of this over here I haven't even explored yet. I like having the jetpack, since it allows me to kind of see up above things. But there's definitely a lot of... I'm hearing stuff. Oh, I triggered something over here. It's been a bug on the side or something. But, you know, there's plenty of room, which is good because it allowed me to do some of the large-scale building. Here we have another limestone, normal. Now, granted, we don't need concrete. We have, I have a buttload of concrete right now, so you guys saw that if you were on the last stream. But needless to say, we have plenty of room here where we can build whatever we need to build. So that newer, more sophisticated steel plant is kind of where we're needing to go next. Feels like there's a cave under here. You kind of hear it. That must have been what I was hearing earlier. Well, we got full access to water. So there's a lot of stuff we can play around with. Let's go down. Oh, Jesus. You scared the crap out of me, boy. Why you gotta do that? I wasn't expecting to see a freaking hog right there. Excuse me. Chris, by the way, how is my audio sound today? Am I louder than I have been? I was doing some audio tweaking because my recordings indicate that my volume's low. And I know you guys had talked about it before, so I went and I tweaked a little bit of the mic settings. Lord knows I don't have a low volume key when I'm talking, so that's an interesting way of doing it, isn't it? All right, rush in. Sounds good tonight? Okay. So whatever I changed, it was an improvement then.
I do not think that is correct, even though I am not entirely certain of your definition of temple.
Right on, right on.
The nut effigy is not you, but sings for you.
The nut effigy is an entirely separate entity from me. We aren't even made of the same base components.
He is a vessel of your intelligent clouds.
Probably close enough for now.
All right, so anyway, so we got two pure nodes here and here. So we have left, kind of going up. Okay. So we definitely have plenty of coal. We have plenty of iron over here. Let's got these two pure nodes over here. Right, like I said, we got all the iron nodes over here. So like I said, we've got plenty of open space. We can build as big of a factory as we want for steel. And I have my small one back, way back down yonder there, and it's supplying me with steel beams and encased industrial beams. So As far as I'm concerned, that one can just be my supply for my dimensional depot. I didn't really have to do anything. But these, on the other hand, I want to build this out so it can supply whatever factories we need. You know, and that includes using this pure limestone here to make more encased industrial beams, because that's a requirement. So we do have a use for this limestone. We have water, access to water, so we can use the pure recipe too. You know, it's down there, but it doesn't mean I can't pipe it down here. If we want to do that, we won't necessarily have to, but we could. You know, and when we're ready to start doing like bauxite and aluminum stuff, we'll expand the factory to accommodate that, and just, you know, whatever I need for it. So that's kind of where I'm at. Just kind of thinking about this kind of stuff. I also have my my power plant over here that y'all know about. Whoa! Stop. We're fixing to get off here pretty quick. I'm gonna go down by the power plant. I mean, especially when I'm just leaving an empty, you know. Can't just leave that out so somebody could grab it, right? Look at this. I didn't even see this. Look at this. I got a cave in here. I'll have to go back and check that out later. Hello. Get out of here. Anyway. As I was saying, so getting over to where my, the heck was that? Oh. Damn parrots. Kind of getting over where my power plant is. Oh, I thought I could swing around there. I guess I can't. My bad. So here's the power plant. You know what I didn't notice? Right up there, I believe it's up there or up there is another hard drive. See, everything's still working like a champ. I still need to kind of build this out the rest of the way. Current power grid is using 13 out of 35 out of 3350. When I was doing my, I'm gonna get away from this for a second. When I was doing my initial like stuff. Okay, so right over here where I'm at, there's a cave that leads me over here. There's oil nodes over here. So I might be like tapping into some of these other oil nodes and setting up more power plants. Now, if I get the compacted coal, I can eventually unlock turbo fuel, and then, you know, then we'll have a lot more power, but yeah. Right now, we're sort of maxed out with what we have. I mean, I didn't overclock this, I don't think. Did I? I just run it as a normal? Yeah. So, I mean, technically, I can overclock this and double my power, but I kind of like the way it's running now. I don't really want to mess with it, so all I'll do is just decorate it, and that's that. But I have... the reason I came over here was not because of that, but what I could do is over here. Now, in the original game, these two were iron nodes, but I have two coal nodes over here. I could complement that with a coal power plant over here. Because I easily have all the water I need right here. So I could take all the water here and I can easily scale up a power plant right here and add even more power to the grid, doing another coal power plant. And with Mark II miners and overclocking, it can get quite extensive. If I had sulfur over here, then I could do the compacted coal. But I don't think I have any sulfur near me. Yeah, it's not near me. Over by my starter base, there's some. But not over here. Because then I could do the compacted coal, and then the compacted coal actually burns better. Yeah, they're a little ways away. Now, theoretically, I could, you know, if I get the trains and everything going, I can fucking train that shit over here, but not for a power plant. I don't think that would be very reliable. So, I'm gonna consider maybe putting an another power plant over there. That's coal, along with our oil here. I mean, technically, I could probably I mean, there's nothing that says I can't go ahead and expand this out, so I could. I mean, if you really think about it, I could do it. I don't know if I want to, but I could. We'll figure it out, though. But, you know, that's really the only thing I'll have to worry about is running out of power. But I don't think I will for a little bit because, again, we're running at half power on all of the machines. So unless I do something crazy, it should be okay. All right, we're going to stop at 11, so we've got like 12 minutes. I suppose what we could do is go look at that one cave that I found over there. Right? Go look at that cave. Just gotta head back over there. Oh boy. Little rough terrain here. So we found it over that way. Right? Wasn't it like over here somewhere? Just leave my truck there. So I found that one thing. Oh, I guess it really wasn't over there, was it? I think it was farther over here, maybe. Well, I had found that, and then... Where did I find it? Over here, maybe? No, but there's a cool little waterfall right there. I don't remember exactly where I found it at. Maybe it was back over this way a little bit. You hear that? That means it's underneath. Definitely a cave system over here. I just gotta find the entrance. I know it's around here. We remember exactly where it was at? Anybody? Is it back over that way? I don't think it was that. I was pretty sure I was over here somewhere. Okay. Shit, by the time I find it, it'll be too late. I have never been able to make friends with those damn things. A little bit of coal right there. Definitely hear things. Ooh, watery cave. Look at that. This'll work. Got a little Mercer sphere out of that deal. Let's see if there was anything else in here. A lot of cool water. Oh, that's cool. I'll take that. I mean, it's not exactly what I was looking for, but I'll take it. Yes, this is where I ran into that thing. And then what did I do? Did I go this way or something? There's the waterfall. I don't know. I don't remember where I don't remember where I saw that other cave at. It must have been over by where I was, over by where my truck is. Weird sounds you hear. Back up a little bit. Huh. Is it over here somewhere? Yeah, I, for the life of me, can't remember where the hell I saw it at. But, you know, we could end on a high note and go and blow up some stinks. Always like throwing grenades at these damn things. The thunder go boom. Ooh. Henry come to save the day. Kind of nice. You can kind of see up here a little bit. But we still got plenty of like territory over there to look at. You know, a little bit over this way I haven't explored yet. We got a little bit over here. I did some exploring over on that side. Now in the regular game, that's where the oil is, over here. So the fact that there is no oil over there, at least where it normally would be, it's kind of funny. To me anyway. I hate those things. I enjoyed that a little too much. Come here, you little turd. I enjoyed that a little too much. All I make is a boom. But yeah, I explored over there a little bit. There's a lot of islands and stuff. Little bitty islands and whatnot. And honestly, it's mostly iron. A whole lot of iron. And various things. So like you got this little island over here. Got a blue thing on it. You kind of have to swim out to those kind of things. But, not going to worry about that. I'm going to just get back to my truck. And we're going to go ahead and end the stream. We're right at the time. So, if you like the stream and you're enjoying it, you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe, hit the like button. And if you were bored to tears and you want to hit the down button, fucking go ahead and do that too. It makes no difference to me as long as you're interacting with the channel. That is, you know, that's really what matters. If you're on Twitch, you're not following, follow me. Or, you know, come over to YouTube and subscribe. You know, whatever rocks your boat. At any rate, thank you all for coming out. I'm going to go ahead and save the game here. We're going to call this Blueprints. That's primarily what we did today, is worked on some blueprints. And go back to the main thing. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Hope you have a good, safe weekend. We'll see you Monday. And hopefully I'll have some roads made, and maybe, you know, over to where we're at right now, and be able to use them or something. You know, maybe use them, or maybe I'll just temporarily use them to get back and forth, because it's better than, you know, working through the terrain. And maybe start working on this new higher steel factory, multi levels. We got lots to do. So have a good weekend, and I'll catch you later.